small business owner. I live in Fort Myers. I have 3 kids here, ages 2, 6, and 10. I care most about our water, our health, and our community. And I decided to run here because I've spent the last 10 years of my career working with nonprofits here in the region. I work with hundreds of nonprofits all over Southwest Florida, helping them to become more efficient and effective. The other thing I did with those organizations is I did a lot of community research. I always told people that I worked with, you know what I'm gonna do here? We're gonna sit here, I'm gonna listen to what's most important to you. I'm gonna do a fancy thing, I'm gonna write a big report about it because I'm a nerd, that's what I do. And then I take it to the decision makers. So I would take it to leaders of organizations and funders and government officials. And I thought I was really doing a great job taking that voice to the decision makers. Do you know what happened? What do you think happened when I took that voice of the people to the decision makers and the leaders in our region? Nothing! That's right. Nothing happened. More often than not, nothing happened. People are routinely ignored. What everyday people in this community want and need is routinely ignored all the time. And so I decided, hey, I want to be somebody who can take that information, all the data, all the research that I've done on immigrants and in education and on workforce and economy, and I want to take that and I want to also take my skills as somebody who knows how to design efficient and effective policy, and I want to take that to our Congress. Thank you. I also am on faculty in the Department of Political Science and Public Administration at FGCU. I teach global studies and American government there. So again, I'm trying to bring some of that technical skill into the political realm because I feel like a lot of times we get leaders who are just empty vessels put up by their party. The other thing that's really compelling me is my children. So of course, I want to make sure that we have good, clean water, that they don't have health effects from red tide or blue-green algae. My littlest, who is going to be 3 in January, has only been to the water 1 time. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. But it was actually due in part because of the red tide and the respiratory conditions that came with it and the lack of information that we had around it. I really want to see polluters held accountable. I want to see good federal governance over our waterways, including Lake Okeechobee via the Army Corps of Engineers. And I want to make sure that we do have the proper research and information going out to the public about our water, and that we're really making strides towards important things in water quality, but also climate change, because we are on the forefront of it here in Florida. Now, the reason that my littlest has never been to the beach, save for now 2 times, we did go to the beach with grandparents in Naples here last weekend, 2 times, was because on Halloween in 2017, I thought she just had a cold. We went to the pediatricians and we left in an ambulance. My first call in the ambulance was to the insurance, losing my house, my home, and going bankrupt from that medical trip. Because I knew that trips in the ambulance weren't cheap. Turns out my daughter had a rare blood disease. So for the next 2 years, we were in and out of the hospital. 6 days in the ER and the ICU, chemotherapy, immune support therapy, day-long infusions. She spent 25 days in the ICU with respiratory failure for pneumocystis as a result of the immune suppression she had from the chemotherapy. So this is one reason why I was definitely afraid to take her to the water, because I was worried that her condition was going to be exacerbated by the red tide, because we just didn't have a lot of good information on it. But this has also made me a champion for our healthcare system. I know firsthand how broken our healthcare system is. And the fact is, without Obamacare, I'm not sure my daughter would still be alive. Thank you. Yes, because we had Obamacare, and we did have to actually make some adjustments to it to make sure we had the coverage that we needed when we did, but we had it. And then actually this past year, we went onto that gilded thing, the employer plan, and they denied her treatments. 1 minute? Okay. And so now I've had my daughter who's with the same condition, same hospital, same doctors, same treatment, same insurance company, different plan, denied. Yeah, that's what I said. What? because this is not something that we should be putting parents of 6 kids through.
I'm from Canada.
Yes, thank you. And I've actually lived in 2 countries with nationalized healthcare, and it works really well. I would look to advise to refine our system according to the Japanese model, and actually adopt a lot of the principles they have in the country that has some of the highest and best healthcare outcomes in the world and the longest lifespan. I think it makes sense. All right, I'm getting the pulled off stage sign. Thank you so much. But anyway, I really encourage you. Thank you. Check out my website, cindybanyai.com. I absolutely need funding for this. This is going to be a very expensive race, and we have